Hey, it's Rajat from Ask Steve. I want to show you how Ask Steve connects to Google Docs. In particular, the output of any Ask Steve tool can be written into a Google Doc and even into a specific tab in a Google Doc. So the easiest way to create an AI scraper for a particular Google Doc is just to go to that doc in the browser, open the Ask Steve side panel, go to Tools, click on New. It's going to detect that I'm on a Google Doc, ask if I want to auto-create a scraper. I'm going to say yes. It's going to notice I haven't connected my Google Docs account yet, so it's going to ask me to do so. This is a one-time thing, so I will click through and save, and then say, go back to your doc and press the new button again. All right, let's do that. And say yes, and now it built us a new tool, a one-click tool. And if we look to see what that tool does, I'm going to go to this article here. I'm going to click it, and it's going to say, okay, what tab do you want to write to? I have 3 tabs in this doc. I'm going to put it in the Read Later tab. And then what action do you want to take? Do you want to summarize it, or do you want to clip some content off the page or the whole page? I'm going to just say summarize, and then I can add a comment like, check this out. Okay, I'm going to hit Command Enter to submit, or I can press the OK button. And now if we go back to our Google Doc, we can see that all this got written into my Google Doc. So it's that easy to write content into a Google Doc. And you can use any existing tool to do that. So, but first, let's take a look at this tool we created. This scraper, if we look at it, the first thing we'll look at here is under the Scrapers and API section. We can see that it's writing to Google Docs, to the Running Notes doc, and then which tab it's going to ask when I run it. And so now if I run it, we can see that it's going to ask me which tab I want to write to. But if I always want to write into a specific tab, like let's say I always want to write to do's, and I run it, then I can see that it won't even bother asking me. It'll just keep running the tool, whatever the tool needs to be. The second thing we can see is how this tool is constructed. Basically, it's asking the user to pick an action, whether they want to summarize or clip content, and then enter a comment as well. And that's what these double curly braces indicate. And then if there is a comment, it's going to write it out at the top. And then it's going to go look and see what the action was the user picked. If it's summarize, it'll add a summary. If it's clip content, it'll try to grab the main content and remove any extraneous junk. And then it'll add the URL, and that's it. Here's the page text, like go to town. So that easy, and you can customize this. You can add more options here. You can change how you want your summaries generated. You can add, if you want the comment added or not, it's all just English. Just change it however you like. Now, let me show you 2 other useful tools that might be kind of fun. One, let's go to the library, and let's look for one about create a study guide. So this one will read any article or page and create a study guide for you. So let's go to the tool here, and we can see, we don't need to look at the whole thing. It's going to create a study guide, believe me. So let's go under Scrapers and APIs, and I want to write the study guide that's generated to my Running Notes doc, and I want to write it in particular into the Study Guides tab. I'm going to hit Save, and I'm going to add this as a button and hit Save. Okay, and so now what I have is this button right here, Create a Study Guide, and I can go to any web page and press it, and it's going to generate a study guide about that content. And then if I go here to my Study Guide section, we can see that it wrote it directly into my Study Guides tab. The one other tool I'll show you that's kind of cool for docs is go to library again and go to save a quick note or message. This is super useful for when you're just like doing whatever you're doing on the web and you have an idea, something you want to remember, and you just want to save that in like your to-do list or whatever. So let's say I'm here on this page. Let me actually add this as a button. Save a quick note or message, add the button to the page. That's the button right there. And we can get rid of all this other stuff in there. And then if we look at what it does, it basically is going to ask you for a note and then repeat it exactly, and then give you the option to add the URL as well. So let's say I'm here, I'm reading, and I remember like, oh, I got to add something to my shopping list. And then I can type in the note, remember the milk. I don't need the URL. I hit OK. And then, and I forgot to see, I just ran that tool, but I didn't actually wire it up to Google Docs. So let's do that. I'm going to click Google Docs again. I'm going to pick my Running Notes doc, and I want this to go into my to-dos. I'm going to hit save. And so now I have this one button that's always just going to write into my Google Docs to-dos. So I'm going to say, remember the milk. Okay. And I wrote it. And then I'm going to say, pick up Jake at 5 p.m. from school. Okay. And there we go. And then in my Running Notes doc, in my to-dos, we can see I have these items. So if you have any questions, let us know in our user community. Thanks.